Oh, here we go. Hello and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities podcast. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and joining me tonight is my co host, the dealer of mystic goods, Twitch streamer extraordinaire, and probably. She hates it when I give her these titles, even though she brought it on herself. A new one, by the way, artiste, and probably a couple more. And you guys know I'm talking about the third eyed mystic herself, the ever so lovely Neima.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, don't act all shy and modest. You know you like it. So, hello. Oh, wow. I did this totally wrong. All right, hold up, guys. We're going to have to have a quick intermission because I did something wrong like a idiot. Wait a second. We're going to
Uh,
actually have to switch over to another place because I
Great.
wasn't thinking. But don't worry, we're still live. We're doing it live. So you guys are just gonna have to hear us, which is fine. But anyway, Nima, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Only
It's not what I
okay?
said earlier, but
Well, still, we'll take okay, It happens. Are you excited for Halloween?
Um, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do for Halloween, but after reading everything for today, I'm pretty excited.
Really? Okay. I could tell you now, I will not be doing diddly squat.
Not
Well,
even handing out candy?
no, not with this virus. Heck no. Um, no. I actually wanted to get a 3 pound thing of M&Ms for myself. I
Wow.
yeah, I talked myself out of it. I didn't do it. And why can't I find this? Here I am trying to multitask and I'm failing at it. But oh well. I'm sure you guys don't mind too much as long as we're yapping and we'll get into things eventually. But yeah, I wanted to get a giant 3 pound thing of M&Ms. I saw it was on sale at Smart and Final for like $14. Usually it's 24, $25.
Okay.
And
You should pull
I
the trigger. You should do it.
well, no, because I decided why spend that money on that when I can actually have something real that'll probably last longer or it's better for me. So I got lasagna and some romaine tomatoes and a few other little
Aw,
things. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, let
that
me
sounds like a good meal.
yeah. Yeah, so that's what I did. And why can't I find this?
So is that going to be your Halloween meal, or you
Oh
just?
no, I'm eating it right now. um
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
probably won't have a oh, that's what I was doing wrong. I probably won't have a Halloween meal. Maybe I'll order a Snickers bar or something. But
Yeah. Same. That's probably gonna be me.
just a Snickers bar. All right, happy Halloween. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, oh, hey Tig. Um, so I got to tell you right now, I messed up on something. I'm trying to fix it live on the air, so I'm going back and forth and kind of failing at the moment. I will have video up for you in a second, but yeah. And after I was bragging, like, yes, everything is going right, nothing went wrong, serves me right. Okay, but yeah, you know, now, Tig, I think, let me go back to chat real quick. Okay, so he asked something interesting. Do people actually have Halloween meals? And yeah, some do. Like seriously, some do. There are people who they'll have a Halloween meal, mostly candy, But, you know,
Mostly made out of candy, but still a meal.
yeah, it's still a meal. It'll fill you up. Uh, okay, so I can't use the new one either. Oh, you guys are making this really difficult. Is this what I want? I think it is. I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do. So so you're gonna be a bum like me, and I guess you're not going to dress up or anything.
I have a few costumes, but I kind of just don't wanna go out and party. I feel like the temptation is too real for me to get shit-faced.
Ah, got you.
So, I'm like, I'll probably just stay in and light some candles and
Light some candles. Okay,
yeah.
get your zen going. Um,
Yeah.
all right, almost there. So I'm gonna send you a link in a second.
Who, me?
Yes, you. I mean, who
On
else?
Facebook or what?
No, I'll send it through
Oh,
Hangouts
here. Okay.
as soon as I figure out how I do that. Ah, there we go. All right, almost there, guys. I swear, we're moving now. The 4-year-old enjoyed the comment. Right on. Okay,
Mm.
so give me a second. And so you're going to probably have to log out, which is fine, and meet me over here.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Benny. Yes, I'm happy you got our notification. So, trying to work out some on air technical difficulties thanks to me being a dingus. But almost got it. We're getting there, I swear. So, what are your guys' go to candy for Halloween? Like, for me, I have a thing for Snickers. And the reason for that is partially because of my grandmother. She loved Snickers, that was her thing. And, well, it just kind of carried over.
Yeah, I'm the same. Snickers and Reese's. Reese's Pieces.
My mom likes Reese's. She really loves the white chocolate one.
Mm.
Now, I saw that Reese's has some type of mint chocolate.
You know, I feel like they're coming up with all kinds of craziness, but I like the classics.
Okay. And Tig likes, well, he used to like Twix. I haven't
Yeah,
had,
Twix.
yeah,
I was a fan of that for a minute.
I haven't had a Twix in years. And oh no, is this not working?
I I didn't get a link. I don't
Oh,
know.
oh, you're making me do it the hard way now. All right. All right. I'll just do it this way. And we're working here, people. I swear. Mostly I'm working. She's just sitting looking pretty. So, girls can get away with that. I can't. Is that sexist? Probably.
Yeah, we need to have a talk, Melvin.
All right. Okay, you should be getting the link soon. Oh no, this is going so slow because I have everything open. There you go.
Okay, so I exit out of this one then?
Yeah, just exit out and go to the other spot and yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Okay, guys. She'll pop up in a second and I will also pop up in a second too. How do I turn this back on? There we go. Ah, there I am. Okay, so working on it. We're getting there, I swear. We're almost there. But yeah, Twix is interesting. There she is. Um, there we go. You're in.
Oh, yay!
Okay.
That's so cool. Okay, I can.
All
Yeah, that's
right.
better.
Wait, which one do you
Oh,
want?
look at that art in back of you.
This
Has
one
that always
or
been there?
no, that's fairly recent. I mean, I've had
Oh,
it for
okay,
a
that's
while, but
cool.
I just put it up. Um, all right. So, there we go. And now I have to do the Windows capture. Oh, there we are, but that's not how I want it. So, we're going back to the other screen. Ignore the
What?
man behind the curtains. All right. So, there's that. That'll go away in a second. Or then click here. All right. Oops. And I brought it back. All right. Now it should go away in a second. Going there. And now let's get this up and move this down. Need to stretch you out. And there we go. Haha. We're back. All right. Hello. Welcome again to Unexplained Possibilities after the technical difficulties. And unfortunately, I have a very laggy camera, but whatever. We'll deal with it, right?
I'm not getting no lag, but yeah.
Oh, it is for me. It's just whatever. Okay. So, hi, Neima.
Hi.
Everyone can see you now. And yeah, so that was about 12 minutes of just banter, but you ready to get into the show?
Yes.
Yeah, let's definitely get into it and let me stop hitting the wrong buttons. That would be brilliant.
Ideal. Yes.
Okay, so this is something and we both said it was interesting. It is why do people like being scared? Like what is it about fear that just gets us going and some people find entertainment from it? I don't, I think they're all crazy personally, but what's going on with that?
I I can relate to it a little bit. Maybe not so much like scary faces or like scary movies. But I can relate to it as a thrill seeker, like jumping off buildings and uh, super high stuff, helicopter rides and stuff like that. I feel like I seek that out and that's an exciting fear for me.
So you're crazy.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
in
I
that sense.
just clicked something I wasn't supposed to.
Oh god, no.
This I'm sorry. Things are oh my gosh, and now my cat is coming over. What is happening? Okay. So she's going to join us, apparently. No, she's actually going to find a place to go to sleep with her weird tail. All right. There you go. Good girl. Anyway, hopefully we could get back on track. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird with the fear thing because I don't know. I'm not a thrill seeker. I like things to be a certain way. I like things being cool and calm, and it's very odd because people they expect me since I host unexplained possibilities and I talk about paranormal mess. They expect me to actually like um, scary movies and horror flicks and slashers and all that stuff, and I don't. That's not my thing. I
Yeah, I would you would you go to like yeah, I mean, would you go to a haunted house if you were doing like paranormal research on it?
no, no.
Yeah, that's more so what I would expect
Yeah,
along the lines, but I don't get gore. Like I don't like horror that is gory. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, so I mean, all right, let me change that. Sorry, I'm switching something real quick. I know this is professionals. Well, no, we're not getting paid, so we're not professionals. If we got paid, that'll be a different story. But oh, hello, paranormal witch. Welcome to Tech Everything Gone Wrong. I'm your host. Um, but yeah, no, I don't do that. Like I don't get it. It's weird to me because why do I want to be freaked out? Why do I want the bejeebus scared out of me? Unlike some
Mm,
people. Now, interesting though, because there have been studies on this, why people like to be afraid and scared and all that good stuff. And it came up with quite a few interesting reasons. And one of them was for the endorphins and the dopamine. And, you know, that makes a lot of sense because I think for that one it goes more so along with that daredevil thing and
mhm.
that personality to where you get that well you get those
Hi.
endorphins flowing, you get that high, yes, and it's just crazy to me
Hmm.
because I don't get that.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I
Should
just
try it.
I don't get it. But what do you think about that? Do you think that is a valid thing?
Oh
People.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I know when I jump off a building, it's like so scary, but at the end of it, you just feel like so accomplished, like, oh, I got through that. And that's exactly what the article was talking about. Um, and I have friends that love haunted houses. And I guess you kind of do get pretty pumped, like excited after you're scared.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's odd to me. And that actually leads to another reason, another point they brought up, which was people who like to be challenged or challenge, and I would say a bit more outgoing in general, they like that thrill, whereas someone who is a bit more shy or timid, myself, it's like, no, I don't need that. Because I guess it's like I don't need to, and I'm using myself as an example, I don't
Mhm.
need to have that experience to get my high. I get it from elsewhere. Whereas someone who, it might be harder for you to get that happy high or that freaky high or whatever it is. And that could be because you are a person who will challenge and it's just hard to get to you to begin with. And oh, you're shaking your head like, yeah, now that
Yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking about it,
it. It's so true.
I mean, that's interesting. What does that say about me? Although I don't fully agree with it because there are also a lot of people who can be shy, but they're a little crazy. And I'm serious. Like, I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but
Mhm.
they find a way to release things. And
Hmm.
it's a little scary at times because they kind of just, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I agree with the reasoning, but I disagree because it just it can't cover every basis.
Hmm.
I mean, unless well, I guess we're all a little crazy, aren't we? But I don't think it took that into account. That like, okay, who is a good example? I want to. Well, Bonnie is not a good example, actually. Um, she's all tatted up and everything. But think of someone who is timid and yet they love slasher films. It's like, really? This doesn't fit your personality.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't met a lot of people like that, but I, yeah, think it's out there.
So it's just it's interesting to me. But one of my favorite reasons, and this is something that I was actually told to do, and I didn't realize how psychological it actually was, but that is take a date to a scary movie and, act all macho, and she'll be freaked out and she'll jump on you and all that. And you get to touch and feel her a little bit. That's a good perv technique there. Um,
Creeper status.
but but still it's something to it because you are creating that physical touch, and we bond through touch. And if you yourself, the guy in this case, if they're able to stay macho even though they're scared out of their minds, it makes them look tough. And it's like, wow, it can be an attractive quality because it's like you didn't get scared. That means if danger were actually around the corner, you'd protect me.
Hmm. Which is natural for like the whole male female dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it would be very much reverse for me. I'd be like, protect me. But it is something to it, though. Just from a psychological point of view, and to me, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, and like, okay, I'm gonna be a little personal with you for a second, but would you want a weak, overly sensitive guy?
Me personally, no.
I mean, like,
I
maybe.
don't like that. I've had an experience like that and I'm just like, no.
Okay, so been there, done that. Heck no.
Yeah.
Um, but that's my point though, because I think you, again, I'm speaking from a guy's point of view, trying to think of a woman's point of view. It's never gonna work, but I I do think that there is something to looking strong, and I think there is something attractive to it. Confidence is sexy, as they say.
Yeah, and I think it provides a source of comfort, safety and comfort.
Yeah. And so real quick, Paranormal Witch, she's asking if that actually works, taking a girl to a scary movie and all that stuff. You know what? I wish I could tell you from experience, but I have no idea. I've just been told that it works, and so I can't speak from experience though. Sorry.
Um, I think recently I watched Spookies with a date, but it didn't work on me. So
Well, that's because you're not easily scared. Remember, you like to be challenged like that. So this is
true.
up your alley.
So,
So, now if he took you to a My Little Pony movie, that would have been different. I would have been like, "Oh my
well,
god, cute overload, stop it." Ah! See?
I would have been cringing.
I can't believe there's actually adults who go to those things, like the conventions and everything.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
that's insane to me. What do they
What do
call them?
you call? Do they have a specific
Yeah,
name
I
for
think they
those
call them
people?
bronies or something like that.
Bro.
Bronies or bronies.
Oh god.
That's scary. That's sad. That is. I mean, it makes me feel better about myself because I will never stoop to that level. But yeah, brony or some mess. Um, I don't know. It's weird. And continuing on though, another good reason which I thought was interesting was the challenge, and just saying, I survived this. I watched the whole thing, and I sat there. Of course, this is pertaining to a movie, but it's accomplishment. And but I don't think that's just with scary thing. I mean, yes, with scary things is probably the biggest, but with life in general, conquering that fear, and you feel like you're on top of the world. And I didn't really put two and two together before, but you got bragging rights.
Mhm.
I remember when I was younger, and the kids are like, "Oh my god, I can't watch Chucky. It's so scary." Child's Play scary. Come on, give me a break. Um, like I like Child's Play. Well, 1 through 3. I didn't think they were scary. I thought they were funny as sin, man, because like Chucky's hilarious. Like, oh, I gotta do it now. Get over here. This little doll. I'm sorry. But seriously, it was kind of like bragging rights in Jaws. People are like, "Oh my god, Jaws is scary." Like, no, it isn't. You don't even see the fish half the time. Well, the shark, excuse me. But yeah, there are bragging rights to it. Like skydiving and oh, Tig, I definitely have a dark side, but I keep that locked and buried. But like skydiving is, of course, terrifying, and getting over that fear. If you can do that, you can conquer the world. They say.
Mhm.
But I do like that. We were doing a list, and it was like just odd accidents that happened or something like that, and people survived. And one of them was a skydiving thing, and the
Oh my
chute didn't open
gosh.
for the woman. You remember that? And you were going to go
Yes.
skydiving or something, and it's like, hold up, maybe this is a sign.
Yeah, my friend invited me to skydive, and I think it was in New York or somewhere, but after you said that, I'm like, "Nope, that's too close." It's too close.
Not taking that
Can't do
risk.
it. Mm-mm.
That is so funny, but understandable. The woman did survive though, and I think there was another. I think she was pregnant too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think she was pregnant. I Anyway, if you guys want to check that out, it's on the playlist, the list, and you'll see it. Neima does the narration, and there's some outtakes of her cursing me out as well. So you'll like that. Oh, you don't remember that? Oh, it's there.
Oh no, I remember.
Yeah. Well, no. She lived. Yeah, poor lady, but she lived, and she made a full recovery. And yeah,
See, no. No.
she will.
I don't wanna have to recover for anything.
She will never do that again. So before we move on, the final reason, which is an interesting one, curiosity, which killed the cat.
Hmm.
And curiosity is interesting because it could lead you to some really good things or some really terrible things. Um, I think in the case of being scared, like it's almost like, is this really as terrifying as they say? Like,
Hmm.
really? And I I think that's how it leads into a Ring movie over there. Yeah, it's this tape, and they say if you watch it 7 days later, you're gonna die. It's like, oh, well, I'm curious about this. Let's see. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, like I'm invincible. There's no way a video could kill me.
Yeah, and
Let's try it.
and it's taking that risk, and it's like, ooh, what if? Yeah, exactly. What if? um, that's not a good what if.
Mhm.
Now, if it was, yeah, I heard that if you watch this tape, you'll get $1 million. Give me that tape. you know.
Right.
But curiosity
Mhm.
really is an interesting thing because it led to great discoveries, but also great massacres, unfortunately. Um,
Mm.
so, what is something you have been curious about that has just kicked you in the bum?
Oh my gosh. Haha.
Uh
I
oh.
don't know.
You laughed. You
Can't
know
think of
something.
anything.
You're just not going to share it.
You could have gave me like, yeah, I could have thought about this. I don't really have a good one. Do you?
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, actually, um, curiosity led to this freaking podcast. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, well,
Example.
yeah, going many years back now, I was curious about aliens, saw something, went to a site, made friends with everyone, had another friend like, oh, we should do this, bugged me for years, and I was like, you know what, I'm curious to see what will happen, and here we go.
Hmm.
But in actuality, no, I'm a I'm a cautiously curious person.
Huh.
Yeah, that I think that's a
Yeah.
good way of putting it, because I'm not going to do something that's out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to summon like Cthulhu and mess like that. Hey, read these
Yeah, me
words.
neither. Me neither.
I hope not.
Oh.
But curiosity really is interesting because it is how we learn, but it's just there are consequences to being curious. And you
Hmm.
have to make sure you're in the right, you know what you're doing, which chances are you
That's
won't.
true.
So, but what do you think about those some of those reasons
Reasons. I mean, what do you mean?
that people are scared, like why people like being scared?
No, I totally kind of agree with it. Just on the chemical aspect, I think it's like interesting and you feel accomplished afterwards.
Mm,
You know.
yeah. So Paranormal Witch Act something. I don't know if she was asking it to Tig or us, but it's there, so we're gonna try and answer, which is a very
Okay.
good question. Unfortunately, it's a very easy answer for me. And she asked if you've ever been followed by spirits. And I can
Hmm.
say, no, I have not. But what about you, Neima?
Yeah, I feel like definitely. I've like brought something home before from like a Reiki healing session. Um, and then I think sometimes stuff follows me home. But that's like just because I'm like a light bulb.
Well, no, that's funny you say that because I tell people that sometimes it's like a lighthouse or a type of beacon. Imagine if you're walking around in the dark and then suddenly you see a beacon go off in this light, and you're going to be attracted to it because it's like, for whatever reason, it's like maybe this is safety, or maybe it's someone who can hear me, or maybe it's just energy I want to feed off of.
Yeah, familiarity or. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I did not know you felt that, especially after Reiki.
Yeah, she said I had like some parasite stuck on my leg or something.
Oh,
And then she took it off, but then I came home and like the next week I just felt like there was this woman around me.
oh wow. I think my
Hmm.
cat's sleeping on my cell phone. And
Oh,
I
cool.
I forgot to mute
It's
it.
probably warm.
Yeah, it's going to be very warm, but I wanted to mute it, but oh well. Um that's interesting though.
Hmm.
A little scary, but yeah, I can't say I've ever felt like that. There have been times where I felt energy. There's a story to that, but I can't go into that one, guys. Sorry. It's a good one,
Oh,
but can't
come
go into
on.
I
Come
can't. I
on.
can't because it's not my story. It's someone else's and I just
Oh.
happen to be there. But I have felt energy. Like I've felt quote unquote demonic energy, even though
Ooh.
the demons aren't what people think they are.
Right.
They've
It's just
been.
like a darker kind of denser.
I wouldn't even. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, why did I belch? I wouldn't even say that. I mean, because energy is energy,
Hmm.
and And sometimes just like individuals, it's not it's I don't really see it as good, evil, or like this is better than this, and light and dark, all that stuff. Energy is energy. It
Mhm.
comes off differently because of the individual, but
Mhm.
for the most part it's just whatever.
Mhm.
And demons were demonized for agenda, religious agenda and all that good stuff. How do you differentiate between energy and spirits? That's what Tig is asking. That is a darn good question. Um, so simply put, and I can only speak for myself, with energy, everything, everyone gives off energy, and energy is more of a feeling, and it doesn't necessarily mean that something is intelligent or it's going to answer back or anything like that. Whereas with spirits, i I feel that the energy that they give off will be slight different. It won't be steel, I want to say, and you can communicate with them. It will be movement, if that makes sense. It's like movement flowing, whereas for me, again, just normal natural energy, it's kind of steel. But that's just
You
my
mean
answer.
like without motion?
Yeah, something without motion. You know
Okay.
what, let think of it like this: a lake versus a river. A river is flowing. It's both water, but a river is flowing, and it can be strong, it could be weak, it could be nothing, but it's always
Mhm.
flowing. Whereas a lake can be completely still. It's water,
Okay.
but it's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. You can manipulate it, of course, but it's just still.
Okay.
And I hope that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but that's just for me.
Think- Yeah, it's like giving a almost a conscious or living aspect to the energy itself.
Yeah.
Whether okay.
And oops, sorry. Am I freaking cat? Um, and Paranormal Witch wants to know, how do you protect yourself from spirit? Ooh, good question. Neima, go.
So usually if I feel like there's a spirit in my house, I tend to sage, and I think that clears out my house for like possibly a week. If I know I've gone somewhere where I think I could have picked something up, or if I feel like that, I sprinkle salt in front of my door, and I just walk through, you know. I sage myself pretty frequently, and sometimes I use jewelry that I have set an intention for it to protect me, stuff like that.
This will be a very good question for Bonnie, because she'll go into technicals and all that good stuff. But
Mhm.
for me, I don't necessarily protect myself because I don't exactly have to. And the reason for that is, I think, partially because I'm extremely grounded and
Mhm.
oblivious. And usually, when you're oblivious to stuff, it's one of those, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Even if it is there, I won't feel it. So you're kind of wasting your time. But,
I think that's such a good point. That's
you
such a
know,
good point because I feel like you are so grounded, and that is what I struggle with the most is grounding myself.
yeah,
And that's why I'm so easily attacked, especially in astrally and everything else. It's
yeah.
an excellent point.
And before the show, I asked her, like, "Oh, did you feel that earthquake the other day?" And she's like, "Yes, I slept through it." Me, Melvin, slept through it, not Neema. So, and I thought that was so funny, but an example of being so oblivious, you sleep through earthquakes.
Yeah, and I woke up at 7 o'clock scared and couldn't go back to sleep.
but yeah, like that's part of my thing, though. I feel that I'm so grounded and oblivious, it just doesn't affect me, and it truly doesn't. And plus, I believe that my spirit guides also keep things at bay, where it's like, no, leave him alone. He's too stupid to deal with this mess. And the other thing is, I don't go out where I would say you can get an attachment, so to speak. I don't really venture out or anything like that, and I don't do rituals and open myself up or portals and this and that. I'm a basic hoe. Um, but yeah. So Neima, Halloween. What do you have?
Yeah.
You're not going to any parties.
I'm doing my best. I'm gonna stay
You're
indoors.
just gonna stay indoors. You're gonna be a boring Melvin, and you're gonna
Yes.
have a Snickers bar. Um, but why don't you share with us some Halloween facts?
Oh, okay.
So this is something that I like doing. I love sharing little odd facts, and Niema's gonna do the honors this time, and hopefully she says a couple of good ones. So we have 100 to choose from. So what do you got for us?
Well, this is a get. Is it? I don't know. Some of these are just givens, but many believe that most Halloween traditions originate from ancient Celtic harvest festivals. I did like the one about apple bobbing. I guess that comes from the fruit goddess. What's her name? I don't know. It's not on here though.
That's okay. Just share the fact.
Wait, I'm trying to find a good one. Oh, finding a spider on Halloween night is considered good luck.
I definitely disagree with that
Why?
because spiders are creepy.
I actually had a dream of spiders not too long ago, and it actually is a symbol of good luck and wealth.
Hmm.
If you find one in your pocket, you're supposed to have uh, become wealthy or something like that.
So what if you find a black widow in your pocket?
I think it's still considered a spider,
Well,
and it
yeah,
will bless you with everlasting wealth. So now
everlasting
you're
wealth in the
a
afterlife after it bites your butt and kills you. Okay.
spider.
I mean, I don't know about that one.
um, ooh, the first jack o' lanterns were carved from turnips.
Okay.
Turnips.
I
Turnips? Turnips.
turnips, yes. Um
Okay.
so I'm actually happy you said that cuz I knew about that one, and let's talk about Halloween in general. Because, it Halloween of course isn't an American holiday. We just adopted it and people love it. And,
Mhm.
there's the trick or treat and all that good stuff. Excuse me. The thing is, Halloween, its origins can be traced back a couple of thousand years to Sam Hain, but it's how is it pronounced? I think it's actually pronounced Saw In and not Sam Hain.
Yeah, I
Saw In,
think.
which is kind of
Or
what a name, Saw
something.
In. But it is a festival that it happened October 31st, and it was to bring in the not only the new year, because for the Celts the new year was November 1st. um it was also for the harvest, to say that the summer harvest is over and now here comes the harsh winter. And a lot of people passed away during the winter, of course, because of conditions, it being so cold and everything. But on Sam Hain, or All Hallows Eve, whatever you want to call it, they believe that the boundary between life and death, the living and the dead, was at its thinnest or almost non existent. And so the dead could cross over. And some of them were tricksters. And when I say the dead, it doesn't just mean human spirits, it means it could be goblins and leprechauns and, just those type of things. If you want to call them monsters, we can call them monsters. But they would cross over, and they would be a little mischievous. They would damage crops and probably chase people and just be pests. But, if you were able to go into the world of the living for a night and have some fun, wouldn't you cause a ruckus?
Hmm.
Or would you just be a lazy ghost and like, I'm gonna tan?
Nope. I'd be pulling pranks on everyone I knew.
Have you ever pulled a prank on anyone?
Uh, yeah, I think in high school.
Really? What prank did you
I
do?
don't, I don't remember. I feel like I did though.
I've never done a prank. I'm again I'm very boring. I've never pulled a prank. I don't think I would ever do that. It's just, eh. But but what they would do, and most people do know this with the dressing up. Well, actually, it's twofold for the dressing up. Some stories said that they would dress up to blend in with the monsters so they wouldn't get attacked or hurt by the spirits. And it's like, hey, I'm one of you. And another is they would dress up to celebrate the festival because druids and priests, they were believed to be more psychic. They were more aware, more open, and they can give more accurate fortunes. So they would hold festivals and everything. They would have a giant Wicker Man bonfire, and people would offer sacrifices to their gods and crops and all that fun, good stuff. And they would do this dressed up in mask and whatnot, and they would have their fortune read. And fortune telling and Halloween go hand in hand, like they really go together. Which is very interesting because sometimes we don't necessarily think about that because it's ingrained in us. But
Hmm.
usually for Halloween, you want to do something a bit scary and spooky and a bit weird, and you will go get your fortune read. And that is an actual standing tradition. I mean, pretty nuts, but I think it's so cool that something like that survived for so long.
Yeah, I like that idea. And until you showed me this article, I really didn't correlate the two. But that's pretty awesome. Like they should start doing that at Halloween parties. Just have a fortune teller.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really, really cool. I know some who are more traditional. Like, when I say traditional, I'm talking about, oh, the luck of the otter should be with you. That traditional. They will do it, but the Americans, not so much. And I think part of that is because we now look at Halloween more so as a kids' holiday instead of a
Mhm.
day of the dead to a degree. And it's kind of, I mean, adults of course have fun and everything, but it's different. Actually, adult fun will get you in trouble. The booze and everyone being naughty and all that. Gosh, I missed out. um, but but it is very cool that fortunes and Halloween go hand in hand. What isn't cool, however, is, and it's no hard proof, but I'm on the believer side that when Christianity was starting to rise and all that, they, oh, hello Morning Star, they tried to squish out Sam Hain slash Halloween, which it's like, come on man, why are you trying to erase someone's belief? Why are you trying to
Mhm.
erase their culture? And that's just a no-no to me. Like, you don't do that. You don't erase history, you don't erase culture. You can't do that. And they created, well, originally it came May 1st, All Saints Day. It was originally called All Martyrs Day, and that was to celebrate, of course, the Christian martyrs. And then it became All Saints Day, which they included saints, which honestly, Christian saints are some of the most messed up people. Like, look up a few saints and it's like, really, you're a holy one, huh?
Mhm.
Okay. But yeah, it became All Saints Day, and they pushed that to November. Oh gosh, what's the date? Was it November 1st?
November
No, yeah,
1st, and
yeah, it
then
was.
there's a second day too. That's All Souls Day or
Yeah,
something
and
like
then they had All Souls Day, November 2nd, to
that.
celebrate
Hmm.
the dead and those passing. And All Souls Day is similar to Samhain in some regards, minus the, I guess, the celebration of, or not celebration, but the warding off of monsters and spirits and whatnot. And they try to, 86 Samhain, and it didn't work, not at all. And what happened was All Saints Day, it developed a second name. All Souls, was it All Souls Day?
For the
All
second,
no, I'm
yes, and
sorry.
then it was All Saints
Yeah,
and
the
Hallows
second,
Eve.
yeah, All Hallows Day. There we go. Yeah. So All Saints Day became All Hallows Day, and the day before that is All Hallows Eve, which of course turned into Halloween. Um, so there, that's how Halloween got its name. Um, but there are just so many interesting stories with Halloween, and I know some people they like to ask, what about the jack-o'-lantern? Where did that come from? And like you said, from the fun fact, it was originally made from turnips, and there's no real origin for it.
Hmm.
um, I take that back. Actually, there is one story from, oh, I can't remember if it was the 1500s or the 1800s, probably even before that. But it said that they were having in an Irish pub some type of carving contest, and the person who won was Mech Lantern, and he was
Oh
crowned.
wow.
Yeah, he was crowned king, and his name was Jack Mech Lantern. I don't know how true that is, but that's what my research found. Um, but the jack o' lanterns play an actual important part to Halloween because it was used to ward off spirits. And yes, it's a real story. I promise. It's a very real story. um, but the jack o' lanterns were used to ward off spirits and people. It was to scare them away from property so they wouldn't cause mischief. Because sometimes people dressed up as ghouls or whatever, they would cause trouble to someone that they didn't like, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, let's scare them off just in case it's someone being a prick. And that's partially why you put a jack-o'-lantern out to ward off spirits, to keep them away, the bad ones anyway. And it's also can be used to light your way down a spooky, scary forest. Have you ever walked down a spooky, scary forest?
No.
Oh, you're missing out. We
Have
gotta get there.
you?
Kinda. Um, yeah. It wasn't a forest, but it was an alley, and it was borderline in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, I didn't like it. Does that count? Hey,
Love to
no,
go
like
into the
seriously, you
forest, but yeah.
walking down some alleys are terrifying, especially at
Oh yeah.
night. I mean, it's just like I don't I don't want to go down here.
Mhm.
It can be really scary. So yeah. Um and then a lot of times when you're again out of your element in nature, all the nature sounds can freak you out, man. I don't know. Have you ever heard a screech owl?
No. Mm-mm.
Like the first time I heard one, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that? I'm going to die." Like I thought it was a ghost or something.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's just an owl, and it's extremely loud, and yeah, it's harmless. But well, unless you're a bug or a mouse, but other than that, it's harmless.
Hmm.
But yeah, a screech owl. Look up what they sound like.
Okay.
They're it's terrifying. Um, but going back to the jack o' lanterns, though, there is folklore as to how they came about, and it's two stories. And forgive me, guys, I can't remember them exactly off the top of my head, but the person's name was Jack, his last name Lantern. And in one story, he came across, actually, in both stories, he comes across the devil, Satan, and he makes a deal with them. In the first story, like, he tricked Satan up in a tree because Satan was ready to take his soul, and he carved crosses and everything on the tree or something like that. And I don't know. I don't like the first one. I like the second one. The second one, he was being chased by Christian townspeople. He had stolen from the church, and he came across Satan, and Satan said, "Well, your time's up. I'm going to take your soul, and because of your misdeeds, you're not going to heaven." And Jack was like, "Wait. How about this? How about, because I got these Christians coming behind me, and wouldn't you like to get them because, they don't like you?" And Satan was like, "All right, that sounds good." And Jack said, "Okay, what you can do is you can morph into something that will fit in my wallet," because Satan was a shapeshifter and he could turn into anything. And he turned himself into a silver coin, and he went into the wallet of Jack. Now, the problem is Jack had a cross or something on his wallet, and it trapped Satan. He couldn't get out or off or anything like that. And so he just had him in his wallet, walking around, living life. And he said that he would release Satan only if Satan promised not to take his soul. And so Satan said, "All right, fine, I won't." And he let him go. And many years later, Jack passed away, and he couldn't go to heaven because of his misdeeds. And he went to Satan, and Satan's like, "Nope, we made a deal. I always keep my deals. I'm not taking you." And Jack was forced to wander the world. And he said, "But I don't know. I can't see anything. It's so dark. And what do I do?" And Satan jokingly tossed him a piece of coal. And Jack, he got a turnip or something, and he carved out a face in it, and he put the coal in to light his way through the world, and it became a lantern, Jack Lantern.
Oh, huh. That's a very complex story.
It is a complex one, but I like it. I like that one. Neima, hit us up with another Halloween fact.
Okay.
So tell it. What do you have?
On average, kids who trick or treat will bring home a bag of candies worth 11,000 calories.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
In Alabama, wearing a nun or priest costume for Halloween is illegal.
Why am I not surprised? Alabama.
Right.
What are you doing dressed up like that? You ain't no nun. You ain't no priest. Oh yeah. Send the hate mail to Neima.
Yes, because I will not check it. Stingy man named Jack. Yep, you read that one.
All right, give us a good one.
Nope. Oh, the word witch comes from the Old English word wiki.
Wiki.
Referred to as a wise woman.
Oh. I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had no idea. Paranormal witch. Did you know that, since you have witch in your name? Like, I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, it describes women healers, the term also attributed to midwives and those who practice the art of witchcraft.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Well, you taught me something completely new. I can dig
Mm.
that. Um, okay, so let's go. Oh, you did know that. Wow. Man, Paranormal Witch, you're making us look stupid. You're not supposed to do that.
No, right?
Gosh. That's it. You're banned. You're out. Darn it.
Kind of acted like she didn't know it.
Yeah. But that's really cool though. Like I like that. I learn something new every day. Um okay, so let's get into some scary stories here. And these actually are true stories that happen on Halloween, and Neima has froze and now she's back, okay? These are true scary stories and they are quite freaky. So we're going to share some and
Can
oh
I
boy.
share my one?
Yeah.
I want to share mine. Okay. In 2005, a 42-year-old woman in Delaware committed suicide by hanging herself from a tree across the street from a residential area. Though the body was easily visible to passersby and passing vehicles, no one called the police for hours. Why? They assumed the woman swaying in the wind was a Halloween decoration.
that's that's terrible. That is terrible. But it reminds me of the scene from Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Collateral, where they're on the train, or well, they're not on the train, but Tom Cruise's character tells a story and he says that a person died on the train, no one noticed the body, and everyone just kept on with their lives. And I won't spoil the movie for you guys, but there's a part where he asks, "Do you think anyone will notice?" And and then you saying the story reminds me of that. It's like, man, would you notice? And that's kind of scary because imagine how much crime happens during Halloween.
Yeah, and there was another story on here like that, and it's just like, yeah, since it's Halloween, you think it's a decoration or maybe someone's doing a skit, and it's no, it's serious.
Okay, so here's one, and this is why you check your candy, your kid's candy. All right, I'm gonna try to do. Oh, do you mind? We're live right now, Cat. Okay. So I'm gonna try to do my narrator voice here. Oh, and by the way, these can be found on BuzzFeed. I want to give them credit. Forgot. Oops. Anyway, in 1974, 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien died on Halloween evening after eating candy laced with cyanide. But the story has an even more horrific twist. It turned out the candy was poisoned by Timmy's father, Ronald, who was in financial trouble and had taken out insurance policies on his children. In addition to Timmy, Ronald O'Brien gave poison candy to 4 other children, including his daughter, Elizabeth. Thankfully, none of them ate it. O'Brien was executed by lethal injection in 1984. Whew.
Mm-mm.
That is, I mean, like, first, how does a father do that to your kid, to uh, a parent?
Greed,
You know,
apparently.
how do you do that? You know,
Mm.
how do you do that? And this happened again on Halloween, and I don't get it. Like, how? Aren't you supposed to love your kids unconditionally and all that good stuff?
Mm. One would think.
you know I don't get it. It's really sad. And this wasn't a good idea. Who said read these stories, darn it? But it is quite sad and unfortunate. Justice was served. I don't know if the death penalty, I don't know if I would have done that, but I'm against the death penalty. So but
Are
that's
you?
yeah, I'm not for it. I just you know who am I to take someone's life, or who are we to take someone else's life? Like, yeah, they committed terrible crime, but I feel that we're no better than like, you're killing him in the name of justice, but what does that do? Doesn't bring the kid back. It's not, I mean,
Mm,
it'll temporarily make you feel good, but what does it do? And then I think oftentimes we're so quick to want blood instead of asking why, what led to this. So I very much think we have to slow down with our haste for wanting someone's head and ask why. Let's learn from this. How can we prevent it? Let's find these signs. But
mhm.
that's just me. Oh, you're frozen again. Oh, now you're unfrozen. Yeah, this is an interesting night. So, um, yeah, give us another story, Neima.
Okay. So in Scream, killers wearing ghost face masks callously murdered the people in their town. Chillingly, on Halloween night 2013, someone wearing the same ghost face mask shot and killed 19-year-old Anthony Seabury before disappearing into the New York night.
Oh, wow.
I feel like there's another one on here too that where someone's wearing a mask and they just show up somewhere and start killing people.
Mhm,
And I think this is what prevents me from wanting to go out to like, Universal Studios or like somewhere where there's a crowd of people
mhm.
celebrating Halloween. That's one of the most terrifying things is that someone can actually do that.
Wow. That's crazy. I just don't. Yeah.
Because it might look like a prop or something, and then they allow that person in, and it's
Yeah, and it's real. And,
yeah.
like I said, this is probably the day where, or Halloween is probably the day where you can get away with so much. And it's crazy because it's one prick ruining all the fun, of course. But again, we have to ask why. Are you just psychotic or what? What's happening here? Oh, hello, Hellspine, and welcome. And Paranormal Witch says something very interesting. The
Mhm.
spirit wants to show itself while we're talking about Halloween, and that's why you're getting frozen and everything's going buggy. That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Creepy.
So, actually, you know what? Let's see if we can get something going. Ah,
What?
I'm trying to reach something and I can't get it. Oh, I don't want to get up. Hold up. Okay. Got to be lazy here. We got to do it the lazy way. Get some contraption. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Got it. All right. Here we go. We're gonna see. We're gonna use a pendulum here.
Oh gosh.
Don't say oh gosh. Nothing's gonna happen. All right. So you can see this. Neema, can you see this?
No.
You can't see the pendulum?
I'm just kidding. Yes, I
Oh,
can.
jeez. Okay. So actually, let me use my left hand. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us and hoping you're enjoying the podcast. And if you are, be sure to I have to sneeze. Oh gosh. All right, sorry. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Nothing but fun here. So, okay. um Here we go. What would you like to be? Yes. Oh, aren't you shy? And what would you like to be? No. All right, I could tell you now. This is not one of mine, Neema.
Oh gosh.
I'm trying to find it. Yeah, this is not one of mine. Can you again? What would you like to be? Yes. Are you from Neema's side? That's a firm yes. Are you the one interfering with the stream? Okay. Let's reset, please. Thank you. Now, if you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or all those podcast places, you're missing out. This is why you have to catch us live on YouTube. Um, are you are you a positive spirit or energy? Are you lying? It's saying no. It said yes, I'm positive. No, I'm not lying. Honestly, I don't think it's
But can they lie about lying?
yes, but I don't think this is a lie. To be totally
Okay.
honest, um, do you have a message for Neima? If I were to pull out some tarot cards, would you be able to tell us that message for her? Is it important? Like, really important? No. It's just something she needs to hear.
Oh.
Is she being a goof? Yes. Are you a guide by any chance? No. Um, are you just a random attachment? No. You're just who are you? Okay. All right. I'm trying to think. What could who are you a family member? Not quite. Interesting. So you guys can't tell, but it went diagonal. That's usually my thing for not exactly. Ah, yeah. Are you her higher self in a way? Saying yes. The higher self. I don't know how the higher self thing works. So that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to get the tarot. Is there any particular tarot that you want? No. Okay. Um Nima, you pick one. I should have asked if you wanted this. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
um Oh, sorry, sweet pea.
What are my choices again?
You could choose the Thoth, the Llewellyn, the Witch's Tarot, or the Rackham.
Um, Witch's Tarot?
Witches? Okay. Have a good one, Hellspine. Thank you for popping by. Appreciate it. And yeah, he's saying that it's totally possible that it's you from the future.
Oh, that would make sense.
Okay. Let's knock this energy off. So, Neima from the future, if it is you, we don't know, but if it is you or wherever you are, whatever energy this is, please use the Witch's Tarot to communicate your message. And this will probably be the last thing and we'll head off. So this was not planned, guys. So, and you could tell Neima's uncomfortable. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't like this, Melvin. So she's gonna curse me out afterwards.
I read my own tarot last night. I haven't finished looking up all the cards, but I want to see if it's similar to what I was getting because I was trying to understand it and I couldn't.
Oh, and Paranormal Witch said that you are beautiful and smart.
Thank you.
You know what's upsetting here? You didn't say that about me. Just like, you know. So thank you, Paranormal Witch. I know where I stand with you now. You like mocha, not chocolate. Gotcha. When did you say I was sexy? I don't recall this. Oh, believe me, I would have mentioned it. I'm just joshing you, by the way. So, okay, let's give it one more mix. See what we got. I think we'll pick 3 cards. Ooh, make that 4 cards. 5 cards, okay?
Oh my gosh. So nervous.
9 of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so at the bottom we have the 9 of Cups. Oops. Oh no, sorry, glare. Trying to. There we go. We have the 9 of Cups. That's at the bottom. That's usually how we're feeling. And in this case, it's almost like abundance, like working towards abundance, wanting to show off hard work. Hard work pays off. You want to show that off.
Yeah.
But how are you showing it off? That's the thing. Are you showing it off the correct way? And it looks like you need to focus on one thing at a time, or at least maybe you feel like you should more so focus on one thing at a time. You might be doing too many projects, and because you want abundance, you want to be successful, but you might be doing too much, and it could be hurting you in the long run, and it could kind of make you ditzy and stuff and frustrated, like, oh my gosh, why can't I get this done, and I'm overwhelmed, and I got to do this and then this, and so be wary of that. We have the King of Pentacles, and right next to the King of Pentacles we have the Page of Wands. And I'm saying these two together because they're quite interesting. We have stubbornness and adventure. Sorry, glare. I can't see my own camera. From the light onto dark. Wait, I'm sorry. I just saw a name pop up. I'm waiting. Hey, JD Temple, is that you? Hello, welcome. JD is one of my earliest guests. Really cool dude. He was on with Bonnie. Oh my gosh, a few years ago now. So welcome. Hi. You guys need to check him out. He is awesome. Okay. Anyway, it's almost like a stubbornness, but also a sense of adventure, and kind of like, there we go. Sorry again for the glare. Trying to. Oh dear. Materialistic. Being very materialistic, and wanting a sense of adventure, wanting more, but you're also being materialistic. And it's almost like you got to get out of that habit. You actually need to be a child. Um yeah, you're being too materialistic. You need to express yourself more. You need to figure out how to be happier. You need to be a kid at heart. And it looks like you kind of need to get away from how you are right now, get away from your current life, I want to say. Not necessarily meaning like long term and just stop everything. It just means start thinking about changing it and being less materialistic, because you're so focused on the materialistic aspect of life, and you're working towards that, which is fine. I mean, I'm a Taurus, so my motto is I have, but but it feels like that's too much of a focus, and you have to look elsewhere now. Wands being fire, aggression, passion. Are you fulfilling your passion because you love it, or because it'll get you paid? That's an interesting question, because if you're only doing it to get paid and you lose that love, then you'll end up miserable. So that's something to be aware of. Then we have the Queen of Cups and Major Arcana, Temperance. I'm sorry again, Glare. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, cups being waters, where how we're flowing. The Queen of Cups is interesting because it's a softness to her. You have to learn how to be softer. You you have to learn how to flow better, I want to say, which is interesting because I think you flow fairly good, but it's emotion as well. It's almost like you don't know how to let certain things go. And and you struggle with that. And I think that's where temperance comes in, because temperance is uh stupid light. How did I have it before where you are actually somewhat able to see it?
I can see it.
Okay. Well, temperance, I like to say temperance is an alchemist, experimentation, and leaving that comfort zone, which is funny because we talked about comfort. Well, I did anyway, comfort zones, and leaving that. You might be too comfortable with where you are, and you won't experiment with maybe expressing your emotions differently. Maybe you got to curse someone out. Maybe you got to pee on the side of the road. I don't know, but there is a lack of expression, I want to say, and emotions. And well, I'll shut up. Gosh.
No, keep going.
Um yeah, I don't know. It's just your emotion. I think you have to learn how to let certain things go better, and I think you need to experiment more with your emotions and how you handle things. I don't know if you handle it in the best of ways, and it's interesting too because Temperance and the Queen of Cups, they're similar in the sense that they usually, well, in this deck she doesn't have it, but usually she has her foot in the water, and Temperance has her foot in the water. So it's almost like a washing away of what's holding you down, what's bugging you. I think you have a lot on your mind, and I think sometimes it just holds you down and it can paralyze you. And I think that's where the materialistic things come in. It brings you this temporary happiness, and
Mhm.
it blocks everything else out. And I don't think that's good because you're not actually dealing with what you need to deal with. So I would very much be aware of that. Temperance is trying to tell you that you yourself, if you have already come a long way, if you take time out to see that and see that you don't really need as much material things. And the Queen of Cups is basically saying deal with your emotions better. deal
Yeah,
deal with your emotions better. You're dealing with them wrong. You keep it in
I'm
the wrong.
doing too much shop therapy.
Maybe I don't know. um
That's what I'm getting from this.
Maybe I really don't know, but finally, I don't know. I don't know if these two cards are for you, but we're gonna say them anyway. They're both swords, the Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords. These are really pretty cards if the light would go
Yeah,
away.
they really are.
So the aces are cool because I like to say that the aces are the universe giving you a tool, something that you need that will help you. And in this case, it's a sword. So you can use a sword for attack or defense. Swords are air, it's where our head is our creativity. And sometimes our head is up in the clouds. In this case, I think the universe is giving you something to defend yourself. Whereas this Five of Swords is, well, it's a poor, what is that, a dragonfly or something like that. And it's about to get stabbed to death by five swords. And I think sometimes you get overwhelmed and you don't know how to handle it properly.
Mhm.
And I think you're getting a sword. The universe is saying, no, we're going to give you the tools. You have the tools to handle it. You're just not using it. You're going elsewhere. You're doing everything except for what you should be doing to handle mess. I don't know if it has to do with your creativity or not, but it's so funny because normally I would say with the ace of swords, be aggressive, cut through mess. But no, not in this case. This is don't be aggressive. Sit back, accept mess. You can defend yourself, but understand why you're being attacked. Understand why it feels like you got these swords over your head and why it's so tense and just about to stab you and all that. Defend yourself from it. Defend yourself from it and conquer it. I want to say, oh gosh, you have a journey to go on.
Jeez, that's so confusing.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, I'll try to overall simplify it. You don't handle mess right. That's simple. You
Mhm.
don't handle things right. You're too materialistic, and you you don't accept stuff. You don't accept things that will help you. And I think it's because you are quick to say, well, it's weird because I think you're aware of things that are wrong and you're quick to bring it up so you can satisfy yourself and like I know this is wrong so I'm not going to do it, and you're on the offensive, kill it before it gets you, and you're not accepting what's actually wrong. Like, let's say you're an alcoholic, not saying you're an alcoholic, but let's say you're an alcoholic and you're an alcoholic, and to just shut people up and everything, it's like, yeah, I know I have a problem and I'm going to do something about it. You go on that offensive and you say what's wrong before they can. And I don't think you should. I think you need to hear some hard truths and accept it. And you can't go on the offensive. You have to sit down, listen. You could defend yourself, but overall, listen.
Hmm.
So there we go. Don't worry. You could say, Melvin, you have no idea what you're talking about. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm confused, but
All right.
okay.
Don't. We'll talk off air, but yeah, I think we will end it on that note. Actually, that is a good spot to end it. We're about 127, so yeah. Neima, you have anything else to say?
Um, no.
Oh gosh, I know that tone. She's gonna curse me out, people.
I'm scared into submission right now.
She's going to curse me out.
Don't do what I do.
No, don't worry about it. Well, nah. But thank you guys for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed. Neima, where can they find you?
Um, Pretty much anywhere is Mystic Dealer, Instagram. Guess now I'm starting to be more frequent on Twitter. So yeah.
Okay. And those links can be, oh, Paranormal Witch, it's not your fault. Those links can be found in the description below. And also remember to subscribe and like Unexplained Possibilities. And while at it, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. Those links are also in the description below. So, with that all said, thank you guys again for watching and hanging out with us. And remember, guys, there are things that go bump in the night. Go ahead and tell them hi. Bye, everybody.